Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we explore compelling stories and pull out the insights that really matter for you.
That's right.
And if you're familiar with Retirepreneur, you know we're all about helping you navigate that next big step, your next professional chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're really getting into the heart of it, the foundational story behind Retirepreneur itself. It's the journey of Curt Roese, our founder.
A powerful story.
It really is. One filled with resilience, some profound loss, but also incredible wisdom gained from having to rebuild literally from scratch.
Yeah, rebuilding when you think everything's gone.
Exactly. So our mission today, it's pretty clear. We want to extract those critical, hard-won lessons from Curt's past, especially from that time he lost everything.
Everything.
And show you how those lessons are just invaluable if you're thinking about a second act business.
Especially for folks in that transitional retirement phase. It resonates.
It really does. And look, we genuinely believe there's probably never been a better time, maybe ever, to start these low-cost, low-risk, low-overhead businesses.
The opportunity now is huge.
So this deep dive, it's based on Curt's own reflections, particularly a piece he wrote called The Day I Lost Everything and What It Taught Me About Risk. Think of this as your shortcut to building a truly smart business in 2025.
Learning from the past, but also grabbing hold of these new trends.
Exactly. Trends that favor agility and, crucially, experience.
It's so true. You know, Curt's story isn't just some warning. It's more like a blueprint for smart entrepreneurship today.
A blueprint. I like that.
Yeah, it takes years of really painful real-world experience and boiled it down into advice you can actually use, focusing on safeguarding your future, while still going after your dreams.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Let's rewind to 2008.
Right.
Most of us remember that year. The financial world felt like it was shaking.
Oh, yeah. Unforgettable.
But for Curt, it wasn't just shaking. It was a full-blown earthquake. Picture this. He's 46. He's walking through what should have been his crowning achievement, a stunning custom home, beautiful, huge, valued at over $1 million, the kind of place you dream of building, right?
Absolutely. Top of the game.
And yet, it's unsellable, just sitting there, empty, silent. A symbol of the total collapse of everything he and his partner Jim had spent a decade building.
It's such a stark image. And it really highlights a painful truth, doesn't it? That even the best laid plans, the most careful strategies,
can't just get wiped out.
Yeah, by forces totally outside your control. I mean, when they started their company back in '98, their whole approach was what everyone considered smart then.
Right. They did everything by the book.
Totally. Bootstrap budget, using their own cash, avoiding big debts, super conservative mindset.
Reinvesting every dollar back in.
Exactly. Slow, steady growth, focused relentlessly on quality, on relationships. That was huge for them.
They weren't flipping houses for quick cash.
No way. They deliberately avoided those risky spec flips that were everywhere before the crash. They really, truly believed their experience, their caution, their integrity would shield them.
And for years, it did. That's the kicker.
It did.
It should have protected them. That's what makes this so tough to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
Because despite all that careful planning, that conservative approach, the 2008 crash was just brutal. It took everything they'd built, everything.
In less than 2 years.
Gone. It wasn't a slow leak. It was like the floor just dropped out.
And that really makes you think about systemic risk, You can do everything right in your business, but when the whole market collapses...
It doesn't matter sometimes.
Exactly. The immediate fallout for them was just catastrophic. Banks slammed the door shut, no lending.
Liars just vanished.
Poof. Gone. They were stuck with 3 massive, beautiful, half-finished spec homes. Unsellable.
Just sitting there bleeding cash.
And the financial pain, it went deeper.
Yeah.
Curt talks about how they poured their life savings. Literally every single penny.
Trying to keep the doors open.
Just desperately trying to ride it out. It wasn't just a business failure at that point. It was personal. Financially ruinous. They lost it all.
And you can imagine the ripple effect. It wasn't just about the business balance sheet.
No, far from it.
Curt says losing the business was brutal, of course. But the real devastation, that was personal. Losing his home.
The roof over his head.
Yeah. Losing the financial security he thought he'd built. And losing the future he'd planned for his family.
It's visceral.
It really is. It shows how when you pour your life into something, its failure cuts right to the core. It's a gut punch.
Stays with you.
Forever.
But what's incredible, really, is how he rebuilt. And he points to one thing that saved him. Time.
Time. How so?
Well, at 46, even though he was crushed, he still had, maybe 2 decades or more ahead of him professionally. He had runway.
Okay, I see. He had time to recover.
Exactly. And it wasn't magic. It was just pure grinding persistence. His strategy was super pragmatic. He leaned into what he knew.
Didn't try to become something totally new overnight.
Nope. Focused on his existing skills, his experience. He aimed for small wins, tiny steps forward, recognizing that lots of little successes add up.
Keep moving forward.
And crucially, just staying in motion. It wasn't a sprint pack. It was slow, deliberate, one brick at a time, slowly getting back on his feet.
You can almost picture it. Maybe a small consulting gig here, a little project there.
Each one chipping away at the loss, rebuilding confidence, rebuilding momentum.
Okay, now here's where it gets really relevant for you, our listener, especially if you're in that transitional retirement space.
Right, this is the key connection.
Because Curt's big reflection wasn't just about his own recovery. It led him to this pivotal question, the one that changed everything. He asked himself, but what if I'd been 60 or 65?
Yeah.
He realized, starting over from zero at that age, it wouldn't feel like an option. It would feel like a crisis with no way out.
A dead end. The time factor just isn't the same.
Exactly. The luxury of time isn't there. Yeah. So what does that mean for you thinking about your next chapter, your second act?
And that realization,
that
became the absolute foundation for Retirepreneur. When Curt launched it officially at 63, he knew deep down that everything had to be different.
It wasn't just a lesson learned, it was the design brief.
Perfectly put.
Yeah.
That awful experience in 2008 became his driving force, helping others avoid that same free fall, especially later in life.
Turning personal pain into purpose.
Exactly. He had to build something that offered real opportunity, but without those kinds of make-or-break risks he'd faced.
Which explains why the Retirepreneur model is so different. So, fundamentally smart compared to his old business.
Radically different.
He laid out these non-negotiables. No physical office.
Think about that. No rent, no utilities.
Huge savings.
No payroll burden, no salaries, benefits, HR headaches.
Right, much leaner.
No physical inventory, no warehousing costs, no risk of stuff not selling.
Eliminates massive upfront cash needs.
And critically, no massive capital investment needed right at the start. It's not just about saving money, it's a whole new way of thinking about business in 2025.
It really forces you to redefine success, doesn't it? Especially for a second act. Curt's principles were crystal clear. It was like his manifesto.
Yeah. It had to be digital, lightweight, flexible, built to serve others without risking everything again.
Lightweight and flexible, I like that.
It wasn't just about avoiding past mistakes. It was about designing a business that's inherently resilient, adaptable, perfect for the opportunities right now.
Imagine the peace of mind, right? Not being crushed by fixed costs. Being able to pivot, work from anywhere.
That's real freedom. Lifestyle freedom and financial stability. That's the goal. Empowering, not entrapping.
And his motivation, well, it comes through so clearly, doesn't it? Stemming right from that awful time. He says, because I've lived through the financial freefall, and I'll do everything in my power to help you avoid it.
That's the heart of it. Raw honesty.
It really is. That's Retirepreneur's mission, guiding you to build something sustainable, successful, without facing those existential risks, using his lessons so you don't have to learn them the hard way.
So, okay, if you're listening and you're planning that second act business, maybe as a transitional retiree, Curt's wisdom really boils down to a few must-haves, non-negotiables.
The essential mindset shifts.
Exactly. For that low-risk, potentially high-reward venture. First, and maybe the biggest one, keep overhead low.
Operate lean.
Totally. Use cloud tools, not pricey software. Work from home. Don't sign a long lease unless you absolutely have to. Outsource tasks before hiring.
Every dollar saved on fixed costs reduces pressure.
It's not about being cheap. It's just smart resource management.
Right. And the second point, build around your existing experience. This isn't just nice to have. It's your secret weapon.
Your biggest advantage, you've got decades of skills, knowledge, contacts. Don't throw that away.
Like that example you mentioned, Sarah the accountant. Instead of a cafe.
Right. She uses her accounting skills, virtual bookkeeping, maybe consulting for startups, no storefront needed. Minimal marketing budget initially. She leverages what she knows.
Your career, hobbies, volunteering, it's all potential fuel.
Absolutely. And the next one, straight from Curt's School of Hard Knocks. Don't bet the farm.
Please don't.
This is not the time to risk your retirement savings on some unproven idea. Start small, maybe a side hustle first.
Test the waters.
Validate the concept. Grow step by step. Invest capital only when truly needed, and always know the downside. Calculated risk, not a wild gamble.
Dip your toe in before jumping in the deep end. Makes sense.
And finally, something often missed in all the startup hype.
Yes.
Prioritize income stability over that hype. The goal isn't the next billion-dollar unicorn that might never make a profit.
Right. The goal is reliable income.
Predictable income that supports your lifestyle without crazy stress. Think services, niche consulting, maybe digital products with recurring revenue.
Subscriptions, retainers, things that offer stability.
Exactly. Less drama, more peace of mind, which is huge at this stage.
It all comes back to that core idea. Build smart, not big. Sustainable growth, not speculation.
And this matters so much right now, especially for you listening. Curt puts it bluntly. I survived financial devastation once. At our age, we can't afford to need to do it again.
It's not about fear, though. It's about being strategic.
Informed caution. Designing things smartly. Leveraging your unique position, your experience, your network, your desire for flexibility.
You have an advantage. Prioritizing quality of life with income.
Exactly. You don't need growth at all costs.
So recapping the core lessons here from Curt's story. His tough past directly shapes this build smart idea at Retirepreneur. Ambition is great, but wisdom calls for a different approach to risk later in life, using the digital age for lean, flexible, sustainable businesses.
And the really exciting part, as we sit here in 2025, there's probably never been a better moment to start exactly these kinds of businesses.
Low cost, low risk, low overhead.
The digital world gives you incredible reach without needing a physical shop. The gig economy, the demand for specialized skills, it lines up perfectly with using your experience.
People want expertise, not necessarily huge corporations.
Yeah, this mix of tech, changing work styles, and valuing independent experts, it's fertile ground, especially for transitional retirees building something that gives freedom and stability without the old world capital drain.
So, a final thought for you to consider as you look at your own next chapter, your second act. How could learning from past downturns, prioritizing smart over big, change how you think about taking calculated risks?
Risks for true freedom and stability.
How can you take that lifetime of experience and shape it into something that really serves you? Think about that. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
We'll see you next time.